All right, Gamecock fans, are we excited today? Great news for our South Carolina Gamecocks. Rasul Faison is free. Granted his waiver by the NCAA to play the 2025 season for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Wanted to talk about some other players too. I want to pick some starters. We play next Sunday against the Virginia Tech Hokies. One thing I did see today, though, the Hokies did a little video yesterday showing they were going to wear all orange with white helmets. Well, South Carolina has responded that they're going Dark Vader mode, all black, in Atlanta on Sunday, Dark Vader mode. Other great news, the Nike deal kind of started last week. We got the Nike deal. Then Darius Gray, 5-star offensive lineman, commits to the Gamecocks on Friday. So it's just been one great thing after the other for South Carolina to finish off the week. Would be a big win over Virginia Tech. Correct. Get the season started off right. I want to pick starters. I want to talk about starters now that Faison has been approved. Who starts at running back? I think it will be Rasul. I think you may see a or with Oscar Attaway in there. I don't know if they'll do that. I think we know the givens, right? Lenore Sellers is starting. Now, who will back up Lenore? And will that be on the depth chart? Probably coming out tomorrow. Steve Fink and Hale McGranahan on X. Hale was asking for the depth chart, and Steve Fink told him to be patient. So typically I think it comes out on Tuesday. Everybody's looking at Tuesday. So, we expect it to be, if we look at the 2 deep, who's going to be the second quarterback? I would expect it will say Luke Doty, just because of the experience that Luke brings to the table. And then at running back, I think it's going to be Rasul, and it's going to be Oscar Attaway, probably in the 2 deep. Wide receiver. What are we talking about with wide receiver? I think our starters at wide receiver, of course, is going to be Nick Harbor, Mazale Bennett, and probably Jared Brown. I think on the 2 deep, you'll see Vantravius Jacobs, Brian Rowe, Malik Clark, and Donovan Murphy is probably in there too. I don't know how many wide receivers they'll show on the depth chart and where they're at and who's behind each other. Murph, kind of the bigger guy out of the group, probably going to be behind, if I had to guess, Nick Harbor. I don't know if South Carolina goes with 2 taller receivers at once, but you never know. You never know what Shane Beamer has in store. Tight end, I think you do see maybe a 12 personnel. You might end up seeing Michael Smith and Mo Brown? No, maybe not Mo Brown. I don't know if Mo Brown will start or not. It depends on probably what the first play will be. Mo comes in as a hellacious blocker. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Mo Brown at tight end. We know, I think, how do you keep Michael Smith off the field, though? I have an idea that Michael Smith's going to be one tight end. I guess it'll figure out whatever the personnel is in first play call. Probably going to be a running play, wouldn't you think? So maybe it's Mo in there. We'll see. Offensive line, there's been a lot of talk whether it's going to be Big Tree Babalotti or Casey Henry. I think it's going to be Big Tree. Casey will be backing him up, maybe backing up on both sides. Casey kind of mentioned that guys have kind of moved around. Bo Stanley definitely. Shed Surratt at left guard. Sounds like Trayvon Ball will be the right guard. So what do y'all think? What personnel do y'all think we come out? We're going to have a 2 tight end set. We're going to come out 3 wide receivers, kind of spread them out a little bit. try to hit some runs up the middle. I think that's a distinct possibility, if you really want to know. Or they could go with a 2 tight end set and try to run some power run on the to start the game. I don't know. Maybe they just drop back and sling it. Maybe say, here you go. Let's go ahead and get Lenoris. Let's get the nerves out and sling one down the field. Defensively, who do we think is starting? I think on interior we can look for Nick Barrett, Monkel Goodwine, probably the 2 guys that start the game. Of course, Dylan Stewart's going to be on the field. Brian Thomas Jr., more than likely, the guy that will be starting on the opposite end of the defensive line for Dylan Stewart. 2 deep behind those guys, I guess you would look at probably Des Yu, Jatius Gear. Some more guys will see action in there. I really want to see Dez come out. I think Des Yu can be the Devin Taylor to Jadeveon Clowney kind of thing. If Des Yu can pick it up this year, 6'6", big kid. Linebackers, I think, in my opinion, it's going to be Sean Murphy along with Fred J.R. Johnson. DB room. There's been some discussion about that too. We think Kilgore's going to play nickel. Who's the 2 corners? Cisse, Judge Collier, Vakari Swain in that mix too. Peyton Williams and DQ Smith, it sounds like, will be the starters. At safety, but we'll see. I think a big question now I think is going to be, we know Mike Shula likes to run 2 tight end sets. Does he start this game with 2 tight ends, or do we go 3 receivers? Brady Hunt could be in there. It'll be interesting to see at tight end who the first guys are to run onto the field. Of course, Michael Smith, probably the most athletic. I guess if you look back from Josh Simon last year, I think Michael Smith is probably that guy that's that kind of athlete. Get the ball to him in space, let him run after the catch. I think Brady's more your prototypical pro style tight end, great blocker up the middle, probably pretty solid catcher of the ball. Stats too. I've heard some people talking about stats for the game, and I do want to do a whole video on this, but you guys give me some ideas of where you think the stats are going to be. I think, do you think Lenore Sellers throws for 350 or more? Do you think Lenore Sellers rushes for 80 or more yards? Rashul Faison, running back room. What can we get out of the running back room? Do we get over 150 with all the running backs that are playing the game? How many sacks? How many sacks do y'all think South Carolina can generate? Now, the Hokies brought in 30 new players, and it's kind of hard to identify what these guys are going to be just because of so many guys coming in from the transfer portal. Are they much better than last year? Are they going to struggle? Trying to bring in that many guys and have that many new starters. We know a couple of our guys that were really good last year transferred out, went to other places. So how do you... I don't know. I kind of saw some film on them the other day, and it's like the wide receivers from Virginia Tech really couldn't get separation from the DBs, and if they can't get away from the Virginia Tech DBs, they're not getting away from South Carolina's. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to attack us also. I don't know. If our interior defensive line, which I think is going to be really good. I think a lot of people are kind of doubting our defensive line. I think the interior is going to be good. Good size. If they can be good run stoppers, they can eat up some blocks. Give the guys on the outside chances to get to the quarterback. I don't know if you really have to have a great pass rusher that comes up the middle from the defensive tackle position. We know they'll get some single opportunities to beat some offensive linemen and get some pressure on QB. Can you get Drones flustered? I think you want to try to keep him in the pocket and keep him throwing. He's very athletic when he gets outside. Seems to be a fairly good thrower of the ball on the run. So if I'm South Carolina, I'm trying to keep him more in the pocket, make him beat you with his arm, see what those wide receivers bring to the table. I'm going to do a deeper dive into Virginia Tech, but I think I just wanted to kind of look at and think, okay, the depth chart to come out tomorrow. Who do we think is going to be on there as the starters? Who do we think is going to be in the 2 deep? It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, it's probably not going to mean much. It'll depend on what the first play call from Mike Shula and what type of personnel he brings in. So it's kind of a crapshoot saying, well, you're going to have 3 receivers starting. When actually, yes, they probably are listed as starters, but they may not be on the field for the very first place. If you got 2 tight end sets in there, we'll see. But I think Rasul Faison coming in, getting his eligibility, that running back room's 5 deep, man. I don't think you have to fear someone getting dinged up or injured. I think the guy behind him is going to be ready to go. We heard great things about Augusta from the scrimmage game. So, honestly, I do think South Carolina is definitely in a better position at running back. Lenore Sellers with another year. A lot of great things about learning his patience, looking at his routes. Saying nothing but intense, being in the office ops building all the time, just looking at film, trying to better himself. Nick Harbor and him worked together a lot over the summer, built a relationship. So Harbor may be his prime guy. It's been a lot of questions. Who's going to be the number 1 guy for Lenore? So usually you find a tight end as your safe guy, and they get a lot of work throwing the ball out of the backfield. I know Oscar's really good at catching passes. So I think South Carolina has the weapons to be really good this year. A lot of people are doubting us, but that's typical of, the media, with us being a small market team. We don't have the fan base. We're not chasing around. But I got a video for national media that's going to go up on my SEC channel later. You guys jump over there, subscribe to Always SEC Football with Rooster, and that's where I talk more and more about SEC. But we will pick some games right here on this channel before the week. So we'll look at week 1, pick some winners, losers, look at some betting lines. South Carolina was down to 7.5. Does Faison getting eligible throw some more money back South Carolina's way? Does that line go up? We'll see. We'll probably check on it here later tonight. Oh, and don't forget, go over and check out my guy Gamecock Chuck and Jordan Dealmaker do a live show at 8 o'clock tonight. So go over and check out that live show. I'll probably go over there and hang out with the fellas a little while myself and talk about Faison, talk a little bit about uniform colors, Vader mood, and break down the game a little bit more and what we expect to see out of the guys. Sunday, week 1, Gamecocks, first win of the season. Peace, y'all. Hey, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe. But y'all have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Peace.